Hey movie lovers, welcome back to FilmFlix. Or if you're new here, buckle up because we're about to tear through the most mind-bending, jaw-dropping movie twists of 2025. And yes, before anyone asks, full streaming availability for all these films is sitting right there in the first pinned comment. You're welcome. Look, 2025 has been absolutely insane for cinema. We've got killer robots who aren't actually killers, sweet elderly ladies hiding bodies for decades, and plot twists that'll make you want to immediately rewatch everything. So grab your snacks and let's dive into the beautiful chaos that is last year's best psychological thrillers and twist endings. Okay, starting strong with a movie that had me screaming at my screen. Picture this. You're on your first date in years after losing your spouse, and suddenly your phone starts blowing up with messages from some psycho threatening to murder your family unless you kill the guy sitting across from you. Like, how do you even process that? This whole thing plays out like if Hitchcock got reincarnated, chugged 3 espressos, and decided to make a movie about dating apps gone horribly wrong. Megan Fahey absolutely carries this film. Watching her spiral through this nightmare while trying to figure out who's watching her is genuinely terrifying in the most realistic way possible. It's pure anxiety-inducing, this could actually happen horror. The whole gimmick revolves around these short-range messages, which means the killer has to be nearby. So Violet's scanning everyone in this fancy restaurant like she's playing the worst game of Clue. The couple arguing in the corner, the waiter who's too attentive, and then boom, it's Richard, this totally harmless-looking dude who claimed he was on a blind date. I did not see that coming. Perfect villain energy for a pulpy throwback thriller. Drop delivers exactly what it promises. Pure, stressful entertainment. Next up, we've got what happens when you cross a rom-com with a bank heist and throw in the most bonker superpower ever. Imagine you literally cannot feel pain. Like you could get stabbed and you'd just be mildly confused about all the blood. Now imagine using that to fight off bank robbers while trying to impress your cute coworker. This movie is so much fun, you guys. Jack Quaid is absolutely perfect as this sweet, dorky bank employee who suddenly has to become an action hero. And the ways they use his condition are hilariously creative and occasionally horrifying. There's this whole sequence where the phrase human shield takes on a whole new meaning, and I was laughing and cringing at the same time. But here's where it gets spicy. Amber Midthunder's character Sherry, yeah, she was in on the heist from the start. She was literally trying to seduce Nathan to get the vault code, which is honestly kind of genius technically, but plot twist within the plot twist, she actually catches real feelings for him. It's this weird, sweet moment in the middle of absolute chaos, and she helps him take down her own adoptive brother. Not the biggest twist ever, sure, but it's satisfying as hell. NOVOCAINE is the movie equivalent of a sugar rush, and I mean that in the best way possible. Alright, controversial opinion time. This movie is criminally underrated. It flopped hard both critically and commercially, but honestly, y'all missed out. This is Ethan Coen doing a lesbian neo-noir B-movie with Margaret Qualley as a small-town private investigator, and if that sentence doesn't immediately sell you, I don't know what will. The whole vibe is this deliciously campy throwback to pulp detective stories, but with gorgeous cinematography and characters you actually care about. You spend the entire movie convinced Chris Evans' charismatic sleazeball preacher is the big bad, and Evans sells it so well that you completely miss what's actually happening. Because here's the thing, Aubrey Plaza's character, MG, the cool and quiet cop that Honey is getting romantically involved with, yeah, she's the serial killer. She's the killer. And looking back, the signs were there, but Plaza plays it so subtly that you just don't see it coming. It's one of those twists where you immediately want to rewatch the whole thing. The movie's not perfect. It's messy and weird and definitely not for everyone, but if you're into niche, stylish mysteries with unexpectedly dark turns, Honey Don't is absolutely worth your time. Steven Soderbergh directing a spy thriller about a married couple of intelligence officers with Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender? This movie is essentially Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but darker, smarter, and way more emotionally devastating. The setup is delicious. George gets assigned to investigate a leak and his own wife becomes a suspect. The tension is incredible because you're watching this couple who genuinely love each other suddenly having to navigate this impossible situation. Fassbender's performance is all cold calculation hiding genuine panic, And Cate Blanchett is, it's Cate Blanchett. But the genius move is that the twist isn't about choosing between love and loyalty, it's that there are two separate conspiracies happening simultaneously. Pierce Brosnan and Regé-Jean Page are running one scheme, Nami Harris and Tom Burke are running another, and our married spies are caught in the middle of both. When they finally figure it out and team up, that's the moment the movie's really about. It's saying the secret to a successful marriage, even when you're both spies, is just talking to each other. Revolutionary concept, honestly. Black Bag is tense, clever, and proves spy movies can actually have emotional depth. Okay, so Stephen King adaptation, dystopian reality show, Edgar Wright directing, Glenn Powell starring, this movie was basically engineered in a lab to appeal to me specifically, and it totally worked. The Running Man is this fascinating update of both the cheesy 80s Schwarzenegger version and King's much darker original novel. Powell plays a regular working guy who gets selected for this horrific game show where he has to survive being hunted for 30 days by professional killers and regular citizens for $1 billion. It's the Hunger Games meets reality TV meets late-stage capitalism, and it's exactly as intense as that sounds. Wright brings his signature style. Quick cuts, perfect timing, visual gags, even in brutal violence. And Powell proves once again that he's got serious lead man energy. But the real twist, in King's book, Ben does a kamikaze attack and dies. In the 80s version, he wins in this over-the-top way, but this version fakes you out hard. The plane gets shot down, Ben appears to die, and then he shows up later to lead a full-blown uprising. It's hopeful without being cheesy, and apparently Stephen King himself loved it, which is the ultimate seal of approval. The Running Man is proof remakes can actually improve on their source material. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this chaotic journey through 2025's wildest movies, smash that subscribe button and drop a like. It helps us keep making content about all the films you're gonna love or love to debate about. Okay, back to the twists. Julianne Moore as a horse trainer dealing with her drug-addicted daughter showing up unexpectedly? Yeah, this one hurts. Like emotionally devastates you type of hurt. Sydney Sweeney plays Claire, and she drags her mom Kate into this nightmare involving dead bodies, drug dealers, and blackmail that keeps escalating. For most of the movie, you're watching Moore's character get absolutely brutalized. She's trying to help her daughter, she's being manipulated, she's in way over her head, and it's painful to watch because Moore makes you feel every moment of Kate's desperation. The thing is, the movie makes her seem so helpless that when the tables turn, it genuinely shocks you. Kate's been playing the long game this whole time. She figured out how to manipulate the drug dealer who's been blackmailing her, frames him for everything, and walks away having taken control of her own nightmare. It's this quiet, devastating moment of triumph that feels earned because we've watched her suffer. The twist isn't flashy, it's just a mother who's smarter and more resilient than anyone gave her credit for. Echo Valley is bleak and beautiful and showcases exactly why Julianne Moore is one of our greatest living actors. Paul Thomas Anderson adapting Thomas Pynchon with Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn? This is peak movies for film nerds territory, and I am here for it. It's a black comedy action thriller about a washed-up revolutionary whose daughter gets kidnapped by his old enemy, and it's as wild as that sounds. DiCaprio plays Bob as this paranoid, off-the-grid conspiracy theorist who's been hiding from his past, and when his daughter Willa gets taken, he has to confront everything he's been running from. The action sequences are bonkers. Anderson's shooting action is not something we get often, and he brings this artistic flair to violence that's both beautiful and disturbing. But the gut punch twist? Colonel Lockjaw, the villain played by Sean Penn, coerced Willa's mother into sleeping with him, and a DNA test confirms he's actually Willa's biological father. It completely shatters Willa's understanding of her own identity. She's the child of both the revolutionary and the oppressor. It's this perfect crystallization of inherited trauma and the weight of history. And in typical PTA fashion, it's handled with raw emotional honesty that stays with you. One battle after another is dense, challenging, and absolutely brilliant filmmaking. Tyler Perry directing a psychological thriller starring Taraji P. Henson? Okay, I'll admit, I went in skeptical, but holy hell, this movie destroyed me, like full-on emotional devastation. Henson plays Janaya, a single mom working a dead-end job while caring for her sick daughter, and everything that can go wrong does go wrong in a single day. It escalates from bad luck to absolute crisis to a tense hostage situation, and you're just watching this poor woman spiral. Henson's performance is raw, no vanity, no holding back, just pure desperation and exhaustion. The movie plays as this intense thriller, right? But then in the climax, it reveals that Janaya's daughter died the night before. A lot of what we've been watching were hallucinations brought on by trauma and grief. The movie essentially recontextualizes itself in one moment, and suddenly you understand that everything has been about a mother's mind breaking under unbearable loss. It's the kind of twist that transforms the entire experience, and Henson sells it so perfectly that it doesn't feel like a gimmick, it feels like tragedy. Straw is proof that Tyler Perry can direct serious drama when he wants to. So the marketing for this one basically spoiled that Sophie Thatcher's character is an AI robot, right? The trailer showed it, everyone went in knowing, which made most people assume it's just another killer robot goes on rampage movie. Wrong. So gloriously wrong. This movie flips every expectation. The AI isn't the villain, she's the victim. The actual humans are the monsters. Thatcher's companion robot displays more humanity, more empathy, more genuine emotion than any of the flesh and blood characters, and watching her fight for survival against her abusers is both heartbreaking and incredibly cathartic. Jack Quaid plays one of the worst people you'll see on screen this year, which is wild casting against type. The movie becomes this brilliant exploration of consciousness, abuse, and what it actually means to be human, all wrapped in a bloody sci-fi thriller package. It's been hailed as one of the best sci-fi films of 2025 for good reason. It's smart, emotional, unpredictable, and Thatcher's award-winning performance makes you believe every moment. Companion is what happens when a genre film has something real to say and the talent to say it perfectly. And finally, closing out with the most wholesome entry on this list. And yes, there's still a shocking twist, because apparently even cozy murder mysteries can't help themselves in 2025. Helen Mirren, Prince Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, and Celia Imrie as elderly amateur murder detectives solving crimes in their retirement village? It's as delightful as it sounds. The whole vibe is warm and funny and sweet, with genuinely touching friendships at the core, especially between Mirren's Elizabeth and her comatose friend Penny. The mystery itself is engaging, but the real draw is just watching these legends have fun together. They're witty, clever, adorable, and you just want to hang out with them, which is why the twist hits differently. Penny, the sweet woman who's been in a coma, killed a murderer back in 1973 and has been hiding the body ever since with her husband's help. It's revealed as this act of love and justice, and somehow it fits perfectly with the movie's tone. It's not dark, it's about protecting family, about doing what's right even when it's hard. The Thursday Murder Club is proof that wholesome movies can still surprise you. And honestly, in 2025's landscape of psychological torture, sometimes you just need a cozy mystery with a twist that makes you smile instead of scream. And there you have it, 10 movies that absolutely played with our heads in the best way possible this year. Remember, all the streaming info's in that first pinned comment. Drop a comment telling me which twist got you the hardest, or if there's a 2025 movie I missed that broke your brain. Until next time, keep watching, keep guessing, and never trust anyone in a thriller. Ever. I'm out.